My journey with chocolate's been like a fairy tale, really. Started with working for Nature's First Law back in '06. And actually I'd had, like, in the late 90s, I'd had a friend tell me about chocolate, that his wife used to send him chocolate from Europe all the time, and he treasured this chocolate like nothing else I'd ever seen. He wouldn't let me near it. Every once in a while I'd get a little taste. But he'd start telling me these stories about chocolate in Europe and how in certain places they could only make it certain times of the year because it would melt and it was, pure. And I was just like, wow, that's amazing. It's definitely not what I'm eating. And the stuff I'm eating is starting to make me not feel so good. And I actually held that thought and even that vision for years, until '06, until I went to work for Nature's First Law, and that's where I discovered raw chocolate, or it discovered me. And it all really happened in one evening. I had in those days there was beans and nibs available, and butter and powder were available with fat and fiber. And I kind of went straight to those two, that combination, the butter and the powder. And I was home alone one night and just had some music on, and it was probably one of the most profound nights of my life. I'm kind of like a chocolate hobbyist, probably, more than anything. I've never really done that much research into the actual chemical composition of cacao, and I've done some reading and some research, but for me it's always been more about feeling. And that night with the chocolate, it really activated all my senses. It reactivated them. All these things that I used to watch my family cook food and wonder how they could just add this, add that, taste it, and they just knew where they're at all the time with all the flavors. And after that night, that happened. With everything, food, life, everything, my senses, the awareness really showed up in a huge way. And that night, it taught me a lot. And I started sharing the chocolate with the employees at the company, and kind of became the staff chocolatier, kind of, is what they called me. And they put out a little donation box, and I would make chocolate, different flavors, and write different things on the packaging, and everyone would come and get which one, the one that called to them, and they would donate money. And that's really where it began for me. And I really felt the magic in this food, whether it was raw or whatever. For me, I've really felt the power of this food. And for me, it's always felt, the integrity's always felt there for me. I've never felt like it wasn't raw, or it wasn't this, that, or the other. It just always felt very good to me. So really what I like to share with everyone else is to really go into that space of your senses with all food, and especially cacao, instead of just eating it. And there's not a lot, but there are a few companies out there who kind of like to talk about indulgence and indulge on this and indulge on chocolate. And personally, for myself, I don't really feel that is right with chocolate, to indulge upon it. It's a very sacred food, so if we can hold it in that space and really feel it, I think we can, really feel what the food has to offer for each individual person. So that's kind of what I invite everyone to really feel into. I started a small chocolate company not soon after with some friends, Vince and Janelle from Nature's First Law, and we launched 14 Chocolate, and had a really nice hand-tempered, handmade chocolate bar available. And that was a beautiful journey, and it's what led me to where I'm at now, working with Sedona Chocolate and Kelly Johnson, and that's just really been really profoundly beautiful and an inspiration in my life.